It is a river of light. It is a river of light. Good boy. Hey, vinyl community, Elliot here, Lazy Dogs Records. Nick Rideau has a contest for cover versions of songs that you like cover version better than the original. And he's celebrating over 700 subscribers. If you're not subscribed to Nick's channel, Nick's a great guy. Very taste in music. Does some nice videos about his records, and all around nice guy. So I hope you'll subscribe to him. I'll put a link down here if you don't already subscribe to him. If you subscribe to Nick and you're watching these videos, and you're not subscribed to me, if you have any interest at all in the things I show today, I hope you'll subscribe to me. Regardless, I hope you'll click the like button. I don't know why, but everybody always says that, so I'll say it too. Click the like button and subscribe if you so choose. If not, you just don't. It's okay either way. All right, so I pulled 5 albums. I thought I would make mine a theme. My theme would be bluegrass or bluegrass related covers of popular songwriters. And the first I'll show is from 1966. The band is the Country Gentlemen, and this is Bringing Mary Home. The World's No Place to Live, A Cold Wind's A-Blowin' is the title for the album. On Rebel Records, I do believe. Yep, on Rebel Records. Great record label. And the song I have selected from this album, the cover is of Girl from the North Country. Of course, the Bob Dylan penned tune that was probably even more famous or more well known as Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash did it together on Johnny Cash's TV show, I believe. That's the one a lot of people remember most that aren't, diehard Dylan fans. But the Country Gentlemen band out of the greater Washington, D.C. area were somewhat controversial in the late 1950s and forward in their career because they did covers of popular songwriters or pop songs or rock songs or country songs in the bluegrass style. A lot of traditionalists felt like that the bluegrass should be confined to a set format of songs, either originals written by the bluegrass songwriters or old folk tunes or old string band songs that came before bluegrass started and were taken up by the bluegrass bands. So when we started hearing bands like the Country Gentlemen play songs that were known from other genres, current songs known from other genres, current at that time, then it ruffled some feathers, I guess you might say. But Country Gentlemen, and they do a really fine version of Girl from the North Country, and so that's one I would highlight. The next one I'll show you is from the Newgrass Revival, their debut album. Now, their first album came out on Star Day, and it's great. They took what Country Gentlemen were doing and took it even further, I guess you'd say. They were kind of the beginnings of jamgrass in a lot of ways. Newgrass Revival, of course, headed up by the great Sam Bush, and they do several covers on here, but the one I'll take special note of is Prince of Peace from Leon Russell. Great tune, and their version to me is the definitive version. Prince of Peace, written by Leon Russell. Now, a few years after this, they would go on and back up Leon Russell on tour for a couple of tours, opened for him and were his backing band. Leon, very experimental and tried different things. So he worked with a bluegrass-oriented acoustic band for a while, it being the Newgrass Revival. Okay, and that was around, I don't know, 71 or 72 when that album came out. That's actually a repress that I have from 75, I think, or 77. Now, here's a Grail Bluegrass album. We talk about Grails. The 0044 or 0044 Rounder Records, Jetty Crow and the New South. This is an album that can go for a whole lot of money to people. I was very fortunate. I looked for this for a long time, and I was very fortunate that I got this at a very reasonable price from County Records. But before that, I had bought a test pressing. Nothing to show that one. I've got it. A test pressing of a reissue that they did, and it's got a couple of extra songs on it. But I think I paid like $60 for that test pressing. But if you see this album in the wild, even if you're not a bluegrass fan, look at it closely. Jetty Crow and the New South. Even if you're not a bluegrass fan, pick it up, and then especially if you see it for a reasonable price in good shape. It's not unusual for these to bring $50 or $100, and it's the Rounder 0044. Pick it up and give it to a friend that likes bluegrass if you're not a bluegrass fan. Okay, now Jetty Crow in the New South, of course, Jetty Crow on the banjo, Tony Rice, the great guitarist, doing lead vocals and playing guitar, of course, Ricky Skaggs, mandolin, fiddle, viola, and tenor vocals, Bobby Sloan's on the bass, and a very young Jerry Douglas playing the dobro on this album. Now, the song, and they do several covers, but the song that I'll speak of two of them, I guess. Summer Wages from Ian Tyson, from Ian and Sylvia fame. Ian Tyson wrote some really good songs, and Summer Wages is a perfect song for a bluegrass band. And this band is one of the great second generation bluegrass bands. Probably the standard, they set the standard for everybody to come afterwards. This was about 1975. And another great songwriter that they cover on here is Gordon Lightfoot. Tony Rice loved, he's passed away now. Tony Rice loved the songwriting of Gordon Lightfoot, and almost any album from Tony Rice will have a Gordon Lightfoot song on there. And 10 Degrees, excellent Gordon Lightfoot song, and I think done in the bluegrass style is the best way to hear that. Okay, speaking of Tony Rice, Tony did a lot. Now, this is delving away from bluegrass now into acoustic mixture of jazz, bluegrass, and classical music. They called it, when David Grisman did it, and Tony Rice played with the David Grisman Quintet for a while. They called it Dawg music, D-A-W-G. Remember, my channel is Elliott Cruz, Lazy Dogs Records. That's partially where that comes from. Dawg music. Tony Rice called it, I forget what did Tony like to call it, new acoustic music or something like that. That wasn't it, but I have to think about that, and I'll remember it after I finish the video. But this is the album Mar West, the Tony Rice unit, and he does most of these are composed by Tony Rice, and they are virtuoso guitar centered compositions. It's all instrumental. Nardis from Miles Davis. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Nardis, Nardis. He does the Miles Davis composition here on Tony Rice unit, Mar West. And that's Tony Rice and guitar, Richard Green on violin, very, very well-respected violinist. Tony Phillips on bass. Sam Bush is on here playing the mandolin on a couple of songs on side one and all of side two. Mike Marshall plays the mandolin on Nardis, the song I was speaking of, and Neon Titra. And so that's one. And the last one I'll show you for covers is Molly Tuttle from the Bay Area. Molly Tuttle voted best guitarist in bluegrass for a couple of years in recent years. This is a pandemic album from 2020 that she did, and there are several covers. I could take my pick. The one I was thinking of most, She's a Rainbow, the Jagger Richards composition. She does an excellent acoustic version of that. She is just a fantastic guitarist. And for, I think Rancid was it a heavy metal or death metal or something like that? I don't know. But she does Olympia Washington is the name. She does that on here. And so I really like that version. I don't know the original though, so I don't guess that qualifies. They do a Garcia Hunter song on here, Standing on the Moon. And all these are covers, by the way. She just did a bunch of covers. She does Cat Stevens, How Can I Tell You? Beautiful album here. Highly recommended. So those are cover songs that I prefer over the originals. So, Nick, I hope this meets the criteria. I enjoyed doing this, and I'll remind everybody, be kind to your neighbors, because, folks, we're all neighbors. Take care.